Hey traders, BA here with the nightly edition of the Daily TNB Report for December 27th, 2017. I'm excited about tonight's report because I have a couple of have a really interesting trade for everybody. We also will go over the portfolio position and how I'm leaning heavily toward the cannabis stuff right now, and just a couple of interesting option developments that taken place today in a couple of issues. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. Hey, tonight when I pass out the indicator for tonight, the December gift, it's going to be the 5-minute breakout indicator. I know a few of you already have the indicator, but I have to catch everybody up. So I'll be giving that indicator out tonight, same fashion that I did last night. Now at some point in time, pretty soon guys, I'll have some videos explaining how I like to use these indicators. So I'm kind of giving you the cart before the horse type thing, but I want to get these little gifts out to you so you can kick the tires on them a little bit. And again, there's nothing magical about any of these things. They just help provide another dimension to the trading. So take it for what it's worth. I do not put any one trading decision in an indicator. They just help me put context around market movements. So again, don't get wrapped up too much in the indicators. I look for very simple things, use an indicator just to help me frame everything. So, but again, soon to follow will be videos explaining how I actually, how those indicators that I'm handing out, how they help me out in my trading. So let's see here. Oh yeah, tomorrow night the final gift is going to be a scan. I'm going to give you the scan for my Concept 1 trade. It's kind of the backbone for everything I do. So I'll give you that scan. I'm also going to have to give you the indicator set that I use with that scan. So if I do not get the whole package out to you tomorrow night, it'll be you'll have it Friday morning. So just be looking for that. Just give me a little bit of time to package all that up, because it's more than just a scan. It's also how to build a scan, because I can't send that to you, and it's also how to use the indicators that comprise the scan system and what that does. And again, that Concept 1 trade, you're not fully going to understand it until I get the video series out on how to actually incorporate that. So I'm trying to flood you guys with a lot of stuff, and I'll come back and catch it all up and make sure you're straight on how to use that. And we'll probably start doing that with the webinars. I'm tentatively planning for the first webinar next Thursday night. I'll send you out more details, but it'll more than likely be from say 7 to 8 o'clock, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., something along those lines. We'll go from there. All right, so let's get to hopping here for some more stuff. Guys, I'm pretty much loaded on cannabis stocks right now. Just a ton of, well, not a ton, but I have at least 6 to 8 cannabis plays in my portfolio right now. I'm not any one of them exceed 1.5% in my portfolio. But combined, you know, they're probably, you know, a good 10% of my holdings right now. So again, I will just caveat this by saying I do not expect anything to happen on 1 January when California residents are legal to use recreational marijuana. I think there's several catalysts for marijuana stocks going into 2018, that being one. Maybe an early approval for the entire country of Canada to be approved for recreational marijuana use. That could be a catalyst. You know, more companies coming online, stepping up to buy into the marijuana scene, and then, you know, maybe some general public acceptance. Maybe that tide starts turning. So I think there's several catalysts for the marijuana play, not just a 1 January thing. It would be nice to wake up 1 January and a switch flip and all those cannabis stocks just go through the roof, but I don't really think that's going to happen. So, But anyway, that's kind of why I'm in those things, and I'm not just taking positions blindly, guys. These things are ripping right now. So all these penny stocks are putting me in. I'm going with the momentum. That's all I'm doing. I'm setting targets on these things, and they're hitting them. I mean, they're just smacking these things. So these stocks are not sitting still. They're not on their haunches right now. These things are ripping higher. So, I mean, I've got probably 4 of them right now where I'm sitting on at least 300 to 400% gains in those things. And it doesn't look like they're stopping. They're just continuing to climb every day. So so that's why I'm in them. I like the story. I like the catalyst. I like the fact that they are just moving right now at this time of the year. Some beautiful chart setups, all very bullish, the things I like to see, and they're just carrying me in. So that's my position on the cannabis plays. Guys, in the stock market, we just haven't gotten the pop that I've been looking for. We typically grind higher. I've looked at the NASDAQ today, and the NASDAQ's gone down closed down, I think, 7. This might have been the 8th trading day where the market's closed down. We'll take a look at that as soon as I pull up the charts here. But we haven't gotten the pop yet. They're all postured where I think we could get a pop. Maybe tomorrow or Friday. It's extremely light trading volume this week. Some of the lightest trading volumes all throughout the course of the year. It's just typical of this time. But we haven't seen the rally that we typically see going into the end of this month. So anyway, I'm still hopeful that, or expecting, I should say, not hopeful, but expecting that the markets should tick up here a little bit for us. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull up the charts now, or the news service, and take a look, and then we'll do chart stuff later. Pardon me, guys. Okay, unusual option activity. There was one thing that I saw early this morning. Dan Nathan saw some unusual option activity in Tesla. He saw a large purchase consisting of 4,000 contracts in the January expiration cycle. Somebody bought the 330, 345 call spread for $4. So it's a pretty big trade. You guys can queue this up in your platform just to get a size. It's good practice to see the scope of this, though. So it's the 330, 345 call spread for $4. That's what they paid for it. So somebody's betting that Tesla's going higher into January. Tesla hasn't caught a bid in about 8 or 9 days. It's just been going down every day. So anyway, that's worth checking out. There is a really big option play in Squared, symbol SQ. I'm going to show you that when I switch over to Thinkorswim. Let's roll down here to our other categories, and let's check out any market, any exclusives. Hey, I really don't want to get into a net neutrality discussion here. It takes too long, but Cuban says regardless of what happens, nothing will change. Well, anyway, I don't want to get into a net neutrality discussion here. That is, as we get closer to anything like that changing, we'll take a look at some of those stocks that could be impacted from that. Let's take a look at any FDA stuff that may have happened today. We had a couple of releases this morning for some favorable actions. That's something that I like to look at, especially if you're sitting around the computer, say 8:30 when Thinkorswim allows you to trade pre-market. If you're watching the FDA feed from this right here, Benzinga reports on on the approvals. So there's typically 3 to 5 a week where they get the approvals, and those are safe bets that going into the open, those things are going to rally. So, but I don't see anything else in here. There's a couple that got, I think two that if I didn't play them, didn't get a chance to. So, but anyway, it's just interesting stuff there. Let's take a look and see what's hot. If there's anything in there that could possibly pending home sales. No, nothing. Housing story, nothing new there. Insider trades. Last night we talked about PSEC, about the CEO making a huge bet in that thing. Looks like the chief operating officer was busy in there buying as well. So you've got the CEO who is all in. I think what he buy 1.9 million shares, not dollars, but shares of PSEC. Somewhere around $7. So he's in around $14-15 million, somewhere in that neighborhood. Again, a big boy bet. You've got the chief operating officer who's buying too. Not as big a buy, but maybe that's big for this guy. So it's really, really interesting that PSEC is getting this attention. I'm going to pull it back up again. Last night the chart, I've got it on my watch list, so if it starts making a chart formation that we like, I'll call your guys' attention to it. Here's one that I did look at, Party City. No, it wasn't. It was something else. I'm going to take a look at Party City, though, so make sure to add that one. Party City and PSEC again. So we'll write those down and take a look at those. All right, let's see what else we have going on in the news that could impact our trades. Already looked at markets, rumors. Let's see what rumors there are. I guess there was a Libyan oil, maybe a pipeline. Okay, a Libyan crude pipeline. Looks like was either blown up or caught fire some way, shape, or form. Yeah, no other info. NFI, no further information. I've heard a lot about the wireless charging. I've got to read up on that. I really don't know what that consists of, but yeah, I'm not savvy on that aspect. But I've started to see that crop up more and more so far. Yeah, nothing else that really piques our interest here. See if there's any short sales. No, nothing for today. I haven't really pulled up the small cap thing very much. That's not that's some pretty interesting stuff, though. I'm going to start pulling that up, paying attention to the small cap. That is a universe I like to trade in, so we'll start adding that. Let's see if there's any trading ideas. These are just bits of info tossed out that you might be able to grab onto and incorporate into your trading. Let's see if there's anything here. Has the crypto craze killed the marijuana buzz? Well, there's no there's going to be a few sectors that are on fire, and this year certainly cryptocurrencies, blockchain stocks, and marijuana. Those babies have certainly had their fair share of gains. So I don't think there's anything in there to that. Nope, don't see anything there. Okay, guys, I think from my news standpoint, I've got a couple of notes here, some things I'll take a look at, incorporate in. So we've got the Tesla unusual option activity. We've got the PSEC. Insiders been buying 2 days in a row, so that could be a bullish sign going down the road. Could be something ready to move. And we've got insiders selling at Party City. So you can sell for a variety of reasons, but you only buy for one reason. You think the thing is going up. So I'm just going to look at the chart of Party City and see what if there might be a trade. There might be a bullish trade there. I don't know. We'll take a look at it and see. Okay, let's switch over to Thinkorswim, and let me shift some things around over here, guys. If I can grab my chart. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, first thing I want to show you is SQ. Yeah, we're 16 minutes. Man, I'm running behind today. I want to keep these things about 15 to 20 minutes. So, all right, so let's look at SQ's option chain. There's a big buyer stepped in there today. In the 19 Jan 18 second volume and open interest. Okay, look over here at the volume column. There's a guy, somebody, I say a guy, could have been a gal. Somebody stepped in there today and bought 26,000 of the January 42 calls in Square. It's trading at 35.80 right now. I took a look at that in the risk profile graph. So, if it gets to the 40, you guys can queue this up too. Take a look at it and see. Yeah, that could be at 42 if it gets there quick enough. It could be a $2 million play for the guy. So that's a pretty good size bet. He probably got them for I'm going to say 10 cents. Probably got them from somewhere around there. So it's a $260,000 bet that Square is going to go a long way between now and January 19th. So a little over 3 weeks to get there, 3.5 weeks or so. We'll see. We put on a bullish trade today in Square ourselves, but it wasn't quite as big as 26,000 shares or contracts. So yeah, if I said shares earlier, guys, I'm wrong. It's contracts. He bought 26,000 contracts of the 42 calls. So pretty interesting trade. Let's see. Let's take a look at Tesla. I didn't want to do that. There we go. Let's take a look at Tesla's chart since the option. Yeah, see, that thing's had like 8 days down the road. This guy bought a 340. What did I say? 355. Spread. He's betting that it's going to at least get back up here. He paid $4 for those things, bought 4,000 of them, so that should be a pretty good trade too. If I had a little more time and didn't want to take your time up, I'd queue that up and just take a look at that, guys. All right, so before I get into the let me see if there's anything else here. Nope. Before I get into the trade I'm excited about is let me show you the indicator that you guys are going to be getting tonight. So it's the Let me see here, guys. I can go down to. Let me move my image right here so you guys can see the indicator. All right, so this is the 5-minute breakout indicator. It automatically plots on the first 5-minute bar when the market opens up at 9:30. It has a feature where you can set the time to any time you want it to track, but I started at 9:30 and ended at 4 p.m. So it'll draw this band around that opening bar. If you have it set for 9:30, that's where it's going to open at. And it puts a green high and a red low, and it never moves. That the high and low that this indicator marks are very important levels intraday. You will find out that it gives me a wealth of knowledge. I plot this indicator on all my intraday charts just because I want to know how the market is actually doing off of the open. You know, what kind of buying or selling interest is actually in there. So you'll get that. Again, there will be a video series on how to use this. Some of the ways you could use it, guys, just once you see how it's used, you can use this every way you want to. You just have to use it. If you're going to trade real money against this, use it very, very judiciously. You have to have a reason to take a trade on one of these breakouts. You just can't plot it on here and just take a breakout. Now, one of the things I like to do is I like to go over here to if you go over here to your watch list, open one up, come down here to lovers and losers. I go to pre-market movers, and then what I do is I sort these things by mark percent change. So I want all of the ones that really ripped today up at the top. So if you'll take a look at these things, these are not the pre-market movers that were that they changed these things up after when I switched watch list today. But I think you'll be able to get an idea of what I'm referring to here. If you were bullish, say, on any of these stocks right here, let's say you come into Capstone Turbine, you get something tells you that you want to buy Capstone in the day. It's an 80-cent stock. So you wait, let the 5-minute chart mark. When it breaks above, I always wait. I want to see, I just don't want to buy above this line right here. When I'm using it and using this to buy with, I always wait until it gets, above that. I want to see a good clear breakout. You can see here you had a really nice trade. That one definitely went, well over 10% in your favor for the day. So again, you just have to use it very judiciously, and what I like to use it on are pre-market movers. So anything moving pre-market, like the top 5, I will typically place this thing on there when I'm dinking around at the open. See, one of the few times I trade, inside the 5-minute range, and I'll plot this indicator on there, so you can see here, it breaks out, and you're trying to capture some upward momentum. That's what this thing is designed to do. So anyway, you guys will get this indicator. Same, you'll put this inside your save this in your platform just the same way you did as the indicator last night. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy it. Everybody with TOS, should be able to get these things working with no problem at all. Hey, if you're out there and you don't have the Thinkorswim platform, like I mentioned in the letter, I'm not a coder, so I can't really help you out. All right, most exciting part, saved it for last. Hey guys, I'm kind of liking all the action I'm seeing in the stock market, but also I just think we're way overdue for a pullback, a correction. And there's a lot of things happening right now that during a normal market would trigger a top in the, not a long-term top, but a little pullback scenario in the stock market. We're looking for that. We're hoping that happens. And so I'm gonna show you a trade that I'm gonna put on to try and take advantage of that if it happens. Again, it's going to fall into one of those where we're not risking a lot, but we'll make a lot in the event that goes our way and we do get a pullback, say a 5 to 10% pullback. So what I'd like for you to do is queue up UVXY. Now it's currently trading at $10. Some of you that aren't familiar with volatility products are like, so what's the play here? Well, the play is for us to bet. See, if the stock market goes down, these volatility products shoot up. And UVXY shoots up very, very rapidly. So, if we got a 5 to 10% pullback between the end of December and February, yeah, I know nobody expects it. The market's not supposed to pull back anymore. It's supposed to just go higher. Hey, we want it to pull back so it will go much higher from here. But anyway, getting back to the trade, we want to bet sometime between now and mid-February we get a vol spike. There are a lot of vol traders right now betting on a vol strike. These guys, prior to about 18 months ago, they were never wrong. I always followed the money when these guys were making big volatility bets. They're making another one. They're making the biggest one that they've ever made so far. We've got other things corroborating that as well. So I'm going to put a trade on to try and take advantage of that. I'll probably put a couple of tranches on. So my first tranche is going to be a play with UVXY. I'm going to bet on a bullish move. And how I'm going to play that is we're going to go out to go to your options chain. So you've got UVXY in. Let's go out to the 16 Feb. Let's look at the buying the 17 strike, which is the 17 strike, which is the 34 delta, and we're going to sell the 19. Yep, so we're buying the 17 call, selling the 19 call in a debit spread. So we're going to try to get that for 16 cents. Excuse me, guys. I'm actually going to put it in for like 14. All right, here's what I want to show you. Let's go over to your risk profile, compress it a little bit so you can take a look. All right, if we get filled at 14, I would say get into this trade up to 17, 18 cents would be fine. 14 cents and payoff is 186 bucks. So you can take a fairly good position on this thing. Some of you trading $10,000 accounts. I mean, you can easily go up to if you put a 10 lot on, the max you can lose on this is 140 bucks. The max gain on this is 1,800. So 140 bucks max loss to 1,800. You're like, well, this thing's got to go from all the way from 10 bucks all the way up to 19. That's a 90% gain on this thing. If you're not familiar with the volatility products, you don't understand how quickly UVXY will go from $10 up to 20. It'll do it in 3 blinks of an eye. So that's nothing at all. So we're going to make that trade. Again, I'm calling a 10 unit trade 1 unit. So you can put on as many units as you want. Just don't. I mean, you could go up to your your 1% of your portfolio if you wanted to, or go 0.5%. And we've got long positions already in our portfolio, so this would be one way to hedge or protect those. We'll be taking some of those long positions off. I took off a lot of winners today. I'll probably take off more tomorrow if we get an opportunity. But this is the trade I wanted to show you guys. So 1 unit is you can get the trade for by. I'm going to put it in as a good till cancel order tonight. I'm going to put 1 tranche in. We'll see if we can get it off for 14 cents in the morning. So just if you guys want to try getting a trade off, again, go small, guys. No need to overstep anything. Make sure we go good to cancel. Limit 14. All right, that one's in queue. All right, guys, that's all I have for the video tonight. So I do have another option trade possibility in the report tonight, so take a look at that. I'm not going to be aggressively buying things tomorrow and Friday because of the volume. So it's going to have to really be a special situation for me to get in there. If I see the blockchain stocks ripping and Mara goes with it, M-A-R-A, I will probably go with that trade. But we're just going to keep monitoring everything else. All right, guys, that's it for tonight's video. Sorry it took so long. Guys, have a good night, great trading day. This is BA signing out.